Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So happy Friday. Today could be the day when we get the very first Bitcoin Spot ETF. Although it's not that easy, but today's deadline means a whole lot. So let's talk about what this means overall. And are we going to see that pump? That big pump that we're all waiting for, right? Let's talk about it. Let's do this. Welcome, 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 guys. Happy Friday. Like I said, today's market's looking green today, finally. Okay, look at that. Pretty green. Very green indeed. From a macro perspective, a lot of the banks reported today, and they all reported pretty good. But these are all the biggest banks like JP Morgan and Citibank and Wells Fargo, not the smaller regional banks that do have a lot of problems, okay, because of all the commercial lending and all the bonds, the long-term bonds and yield that they hold. Okay, so there's a difference right now. It seems like the top banks and then the regional banks, there's a big gap there. But anyways, regardless, even though JP Morgan did beat expectations, Jamie Dimon says this is the most dangerous time for the world in decades because of the new war, the existing war, and our debt crisis. Okay? Yeah, he's causing a lot of fear and panic right now. Okay, or trying to. Or is he being honest? Well, if I know Jamie Dimon, I feel like I do. He's the type that'll tell you one thing and do another. He's been doing that for Bitcoin and crypto and blockchain for years. Years upon years upon years. And JP Morgan behind the scenes have been making moves. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know how to take a warning like this. You know, there are people that think there will be a deeper recession around the corner. But then there's also people that think that 2024 will be absolutely fantastic, especially for Bitcoin, right? So who's right? We'll see. But I do know China right now, look at this. A bank was so desperate because of all the people that want to withdraw. They're having a bank run right now because this bank is known to have loaned $500 million to Evergrande. So yeah, they're having a bank run, and it's so bad that they decided to put all their cash in the back room and decided to post a picture just to tell people that, hey, we have your money. I'm not even sure how much money that is actually. You know that if people are withdrawing, that pile will disappear very quickly. But yeah, there are a lot of banks, especially the ones that are in China right now, because their property development companies are all going under one after another. They're all defaulting, not paying, right? And every bank that loaned them money is struggling right now. Okay, so that's no good indeed, right? How does it relate to Bitcoin? Well, with Bitcoin, you don't have to worry about this, okay? You don't have to worry about this at all because no one controls it. No one inflates it. No one loans it out. Well, there are people that loan it out, but that's a different story. Bitcoin itself can't make decisions. It's governed by code, run by people across the world, okay? You don't have a leader to basically dictate things or make mistakes for that matter, right? It's almost perfect. There's a harmony there. Right? And the big story is today we may get all spot Bitcoin ETF approvals. And here's the reason. Indirectly, not directly. It's not like the SEC today says we approve all applications and there are a ton. No, it's because today is the last day for SEC to appeal the loss that they had against Grayscale. Basically, the courts ruled that, hey, SEC, you don't have any good reason to deny Grayscale from converting their trust into an ETF. So today's the deadline. So if they're going to appeal, it's going to be today. If they don't appeal, that means they just accept the loss. And if they do, that basically means they have no good reason to deny spot Bitcoin ETFs. So that's why today is the day. If they do not file that appeal, and I believe it's midnight today, right? If they do not file that appeal, then that means the SEC has given up and we will get spot Bitcoin ETFs. That's how important today is. You know, I didn't think it would happen, but a lot of analysts predicted that we have like a 50% chance to get one approved before the end of the year. I still think that the SEC will try to push it till March, but you know what? We'll see. We'll see. This may be it. Okay? This may be it. And if we get it, man, that imminent pump I'm talking about, ooh, it's going to be amazing. And Bitcoin, quite frankly, is suppressed right now. It's looking for that catalyst. It's looking for that next leg up. It's looking to liquidate all those shorters. Okay? Yes. But outside of Grayscale, look at this, right? We have some of the biggest ones, including BlackRock and ARK, like Wisdom Tree, Invesco, Galaxy, Fidelity, Valkyrie. I mean, there's just a lot, right? There are a lot of Bitcoin ETFs waiting to be approved. So, the day could be that day. We'll see. We'll see. The day is not over. The day is not over. Tonight or tomorrow, since Bitcoin's 24/7 and never sleeps, we may just check our phones and see that Bitcoin's at $40,000 or $50,000. That would be amazing, right? We'll have to wait and see. Today is also a big expiry date for options. $640 million worth will be expiring today. Now, based on past experiences, it's been a while since these expirations really make a difference on the price. Before, I remember in 2021, 2022, we had a lot of, expiration dates that actually did bring on volatility. These days, not really, but still, kind of shows you the volume that we're playing with right now, despite the fact we're not even in a bull run, right? A normal expiration. Today is not even the last Friday of the month. Usually the last Friday of the month is the biggest, but even today, a midweek Friday, you're talking about $500 million of people that are just playing options right now. So, and I'm sure it's a lot more than that. It's just, that's what's expiring today. But we'll see. We'll see. Now, as for charts, a lot of you guys love charts and patterns. A lot of people love the head and shoulders pattern, right? So if you look at this, well, that looks like there's an imminent breakdown immediately, right? Like it's going to happen because that's a textbook head and shoulders pattern. So that's what the naysayers would want you to think. Except this is an inverted chart. So if it's going to break down, that means Bitcoin is going to break upwards. This is actually considered an inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? But it somehow just seems more real when you invert it because people just inherently, I don't know, people want to be fearful, want to believe in a FUD. So when you invert it like this, it's somehow just more believable. Like, oh my God, yeah, Bitcoin needs to go down, right? Like that has to be coming. But then you realize if you flip it upwards, it's not the same effect. But that's exactly what this is trying to show. Inverted. If this breaks down, where's it breaking down to? $70,000. That's where it's breaking down to. Okay, so this is what we have to look forward to. If we get spot Bitcoin ETFs approval, or we go pump immediately up to $70,000, probably not immediately. But can we see $70,000 by the halving event or maybe a few months after the halving event? Sure. Because that's when it gets exciting. Real exciting. We're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars flowing in to the space. And that's just the beginning. Wait until trillions flow into the space. And it will. We're barely above 1 trillion overall market cap. By the end of this cycle, we could see a 10 trillion market cap, maybe even higher. That takes a lot of money to do so. Trillions upon trillions of dollars. And if you're wondering where the trillions are coming from, well, just look around, okay? We as a country, we accrue more than $1 trillion in debt per month, okay? And Bitcoin is not just limited to the US. Worldwide, there's a lot of money flowing around, a lot of money printers on 24/7, and a lot of money sitting on the sidelines waiting to FOMO in. There will be a lot of money flowing in, that's for sure. Okay, now here's another one. I mean, I could show infinite amount of charts like this and signals, right? They're all looking good. None of them look bad. The only ones that look bad is if you like shorten the time frame to maybe like 5 minutes or hour or 4 hours, and you got all these traders that'll show you like, oh my God, this is what's going to happen. I'm so smart and I'm never wrong. But, you know, 50% of the time they are. All you need to do is concentrate on the future, long term. What are you going to do? In the next few years, what are you going to do? Are you going to buy or are you going to sell or are you going to hodl, right? Figure that out. The easiest strategy is to DCA over the long haul. That's it. And there are so many, so many similarities to previous cycles. And we know the growing fundamentals that have never been better for Bitcoin. Never, ever. So, there you go. And as for other countries, actually, a lot of people have asked me about Argentina, right? The leading candidate for president, he has a 75% chance of winning right now. At least in the polls, he's way, way, way ahead. And this guy is very, very pro-Bitcoin. Everyone in Argentina should be pro-Bitcoin because they suffer from hyperinflation. Way worse than what we suffer. Way, way worse. Okay, so they need something better. Their banking system, they can't solve it. They don't know how to stop it. Right? They need the help of Bitcoin. And that's what they're going to get if this guy gets voted in. Right? So that'll be absolutely fantastic. We have El Salvador already. Here's another one. Madarian, another country's president, announced the launch of Bitcoin Business Hub to foster innovation. Never heard of this country, but it's good. Prince Philip of Serbia also says Bitcoin is a technology for the future. Right? So you got a lot of pro-Bitcoin leaders around the world now. They all recognize what's happening, okay? They know this is the future. Even if they truly don't believe it, they're saying it because, you know what? Quite frankly, you can't stop. You can't stop this train. It's already moving. It's an unstoppable train, freight train, and there's nothing you can do about it, okay? So you might as well embrace it. That's it. And we're seeing more and more of that around the world. And this is just the beginning. Just the beginning. All right. And then lastly, look at this. Remember I said a lot of money, right? A lot of money on the sidelines. But even in a crypto space, a lot of money just sitting there. 10 billion USDT. We're getting pretty close. 3 billion USDC. So just the number of people holding stable coins. That's a lot. Right? A lot of people, even in this space, is waiting to FOMO. They have the cash. So even near term, for example, if we do get a spot Bitcoin ETF, a lot of that money is going to flow in immediately. Okay? People will not want to miss out on this next run. That's right. That's right. And in Hong Kong too. Right? Hong Kong's like rating system or rating agency now just added XRP, Hedera, Maker, and Quant. in their indexes, and this is good because only the ones, I believe, on this index are allowed to be traded in Hong Kong, right? So obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of these others are already added, but now there's more. And again, when the bull run comes, when everyone's trying to FOMO in, right? The fact that Hong Kong is now open for crypto trading, you have a lot of people in Hong Kong, I think like 24 million people, and a lot of Chinese citizens and other Asian citizens that'll be coming in. It's going to be phenomenal. It's just going to be another way for people to put money into the space. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So today is just such a big day. Today is a huge day. Now, what if we don't? What if the SEC says, you know what? We're going to appeal, right? We're going to appeal. That's okay. I'm not trying to say that this has to happen for any of the things I've just said to happen. No. Because, first of all, there's a lot of other applications waiting, right? But, you know, there's just a really good chance because I don't see what the SEC is going to say. I don't know what they're going to say to disapprove spot Bitcoin ETFs from being allowed, right? Futures Bitcoin ETFs have been around for years. So what's the difference, right? For the SEC, they have to come up with some compelling arguments why futures Bitcoin ETFs are fine, but not spot. That's why they lost the lawsuit against Grayscale, and I don't know what they could come up with. They can't use the same excuses as before. They have to come up with some new, compelling, damning evidence why spot Bitcoin ETFs will be bad for the U.S. market. And they can't use like, well, we can't control it because it's global. Well, gold is the same way. Silver is the same way. You can't have those kind of arguments. So today could be the day when all Bitcoin spot ETFs gets approved. Because if they don't appeal, then basically they have said, we can't come up with anything. We're going to allow it, right? And what's going to happen to Bitcoin afterwards, I think we're going to see a huge, huge pump. All right. That's it. Let's do some Q&A. Got 3,000 people watching today. That's a pretty good turnout. Make sure you guys smash the like and subscribe to the channel. Happy Friday, guys. Let's see if I missed anything. Let me scroll up here. Did I ring the bell today? Did I forget to ring the bell? Oh, I forgot to ring the bell. Just realized that. I was too excited to get started. All right, let's see. Hold on. Still scrolling here. My scroll bar disappeared. Love and inverted charts. Yes, that's right. I'll leave this up. Inverse Kramer does have some good stats. Yes. Madeira. I don't know. I butchered that. Mad area. I'm so bad with names or places that, yeah, it's in Portugal. Okay. Let's see. All right. Same batteries. Never change the batteries. Lazaro, I appreciate that. Appreciate your support over the years. I know you've been with me for a long, long time. BlackRock first. If Binance falls, Armageddon. Okay. The two have nothing to do with each other, but you combined it. That's okay. Can SEC delay or today's decision is a must? It's a must for Grayscale. They have to approve. They have to appeal. Today's the deadline for appeal. If they don't appeal, then that means they can't deny Grayscale from converting their trust to an ETF. And if that's the case, then that means they have no other arguments to stop a Bitcoin Spot ETF. Because if Grayscale's get theirs, then everyone else is going to get theirs too. I don't know. I mean, they could appeal, right? They have all the way until, I think, midnight to appeal. So maybe they will, or maybe they won't. How high do you think Dogecoin will go up this bull run? I have no idea. It'll get back to its previous high and break through it. I know that. But how high? No idea. Man, Dogecoin was at like 70 cents. So, can they break $1? Probably. Probably. Brian, you're ruthless. Do you think Theta could get to 14 bucks again? You know, Crypto Boy, I have no idea. I don't know what Theta is doing at all, honestly. There was so much hype before built around, you know, their Theta.tv. They're going to get NFTs. They're going to do a lot of stuff. But then it all came crashing down. So I have no idea. They've always had a small team, even during the bull run. You know, I was talking to this one guy that was very, very not communicative. And you know, I don't know. Michael, Flux will be a top 10 crypto. I don't know. That's a little bit too bullish. But can they do well in this next bull run? Yes. I like the fact that they're getting into AI. I think that's huge. You don't really hear a lot about AI plays in the crypto space. And they are definitely going to utilize their infrastructure because they're going to be hosting and allowing sharing of so many GPUs to be used to process AI, you know. And I think that's pretty exciting. Doesn't the SEC have to formulate a legit argument for appeal? Yes, that's why I'm curious. I think most people think that they will appeal, right? But I'm very curious if they do, what reason they give, because they have to give a good reason why they're appealing. They can't just say we're appealing, because then they'll just be shut down, right? They have to give some compelling reasons why they want to appeal, like either something really bad with Grayscale or why, you know, spot Bitcoin ETF would be bad for the U.S. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, what they could come up with, if anything at all. Nova, hey man, I still remember you. I met you in Bahamas. Haven't seen you in a while. I know you've been traveling. You should attend some of my conferences, man. My next one will be in Vegas again. Mid-Vegas, probably the 14th. I'm planning on it. If you guys could come. NFT holders, obviously free to come. I may come out with another series of NFTs for that event. But that's the one you don't want to miss. If you're excited about the new IFC, the Influencer Fighting Club that I'm, putting on in conjunction with Karate Combat, and there's going to be a lot more exciting things coming out, that will be the place to go. So I believe we're going to do a lot there with weigh-ins, with the press conference, and not just for IFC, for Karate Combat itself too. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Ooh, today's market is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Microsoft finally buys Activision Blizzard. That means Diablo 4 is owned by Microsoft now. If you do MMA for influencers, that would be hilarious. That's exactly what the IFC is, guys. That's exactly what the IFC is. Some of the biggest influencers in the space will be fighting MMA. There will be blood. There will be sweat and tears. They're fighting for their honor. I get very excited. I'm working very hard at this. Very, very hard. It's unlike anything that's ever been done before in the crypto space. How do you feel about Bones gas token? I don't feel anything about it. Is your next career as a promoter? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. This is all part of my plan. To do something different. I've been thinking about doing something different for a long time. CRU Plus obviously is something different for me. And that channel is blowing up like crazy right now. Some of the greatest videos. If you guys haven't watched it, go check out CryptosRus Plus. The link is in the description. But in addition, I think this Fight League thing, I'm just running with it. I think it's going to be huge. Jose, do you enjoy playing indoor or outdoor basketball better? Indoor for sure better. But outdoor I recognize is very fun. I'm going to have both. I'm going to have a hoop outside too because my driveway is enormous. So I can have a nice outdoor hoop and then indoor hoop. So both. I'll have both covered. IFC, Influencer Fighting Club. Or it could be Championship. Championship actually might sound better. But that's what the IFC stands for. Dimitri, will Bitcoin go to 24 before March? I'm just going to say no. Arnold, I don't have any thoughts on Aave, man. It's not something that I'm very interested in at all. I like L1s, L2s the most. Aave is just, it's a decentralized lending platform, staking platform. There's a few around. I don't know. It's just not exciting to me. Why not have basketball league with influencers? Well, because I need someone to actually host it, you know. The good thing is, because I'm very close with Karate Combat, that's why this is able to be done. You know, the IFC, I'll handle the recruiting, the marketing, the content. You know, I'll handle that stuff. But KC, Karate Combat, will handle the stage, the waivers, which are very important, you know, the gear, the fighting, the training, all that, right? You know, they have experience in that. I have experience with what I'm doing. So it's a perfect partnership. You could go to Portugal if you knew where it is. Is Portugal by Spain? Isn't that where it is? You know, I actually did an interview with Matt Kors, Michael. I wanted to have him meet Kevin, and Kevin just will not respond to me. Kevin's always been like that. I have his cell number, but he will not respond. But you know, the influencer fight club or fight championship, it doesn't have to be limited to crypto influencers. It could be any influencer. So I would have loved to see him say yes and agree to fight someone, you know, in his space. But he's not answering. Solomon, I believe it's midnight. Like right, you know, end of day. What's the requirement as an influencer to be eligible? Obviously, the bigger the better. But sometimes, you know, you have to have weight class, so you can't just have someone that's 200 fighting 150. You know, it's not fair. So to pair these guys up can be difficult. So, you know, that's the thing. It's not just about fighting people that say, yeah, I'm going to do it. It's also getting them that's someone within weight class, and also same with experience. Because some of these guys have no experience, and some of these guys have been, say, and you know, practicing MMA for like 5 years. So obviously that's a mismatch. No, I would never consider running for public office. No, not not something I would ever do. Kelly, do you see Caroline SPF rekindling their romance anytime soon? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Crypto Boy says, I hate Data Dash, always bearish. I wonder if he gets paid for saying so much crap. You know, I never watch him, but you could just tell by going to his page. Just go to his page and look at, like, scan all of his videos. There's not one positive thing. It's every single video is negative. And I'll tell you why. Because he himself feels that way. When you come across someone that's ultra bearish all the time, it's because they're projecting how they feel. And they're using it as like therapy session. Like, you know, oh, you know, it's going to happen. And they're trying to bring everyone down to their fear level, right? It's really obvious if you think about it. And I don't know what happened to him. Obviously, there was some controversy back in the day with Data Dash. And he got really, really bearish because of it. Not bearish, but depressed because of it. And since then, I don't know what he's been doing. So I don't know what happened there. And, you know, And it's the opposite. You can say the same thing about me. You look at all my videos, 90% of them are bullish. Why? Because I'm projecting my bullishness on Bitcoin. Because that's how much I believe in it, how much I feel, Bitcoin will be, I guess, how good Bitcoin will be in this next run, right? I am projecting how I feel. But others that are negative is doing the same thing. Will you be in your house by Thanksgiving? I think so. It's getting very close. Within the next month, my house should be done. And my pool progress is finally moving along. That has been a disastrous thing. And I've been reading the reviews of my pool company. They're all getting worse and worse and worse. So it seems like they just overpromised. Always negative. He sounds like my ex-wife. Where's the best place to purchase USDT TRC20 with a debit card? Metal Mike, I don't know about that. Like, why would you want to buy Tron-based USDT and with a debit card? I don't know. I mean, if you're in the US, just go to exchange, like Gemini, Coinbase, whatever. Buy USDT if you wanted to, and then you can exchange it, use a swap, and swap it for TRC20. I'm sure there's other like on-ramps that allow you to do it immediately. I just can't think of it. I don't pay any attention to anything in the Tron ecosystem. Everyone's dissing on DD. The funny part is how hard he tries to sound smart, yet he's so dumb. Yeah. A lot of exchanges are blocked from use in Texas. Now, Jermaine, not only Texas, but New York. New York and Texas are like the hardest states to get some kind of bit license. And in California, I think it's also pretty hard. Brendan says, watch Elon tweet something stupid today. I'm still waiting for Elon to tweet that, yeah, Bitcoin is accepted once again, as a payment. I don't know why it's taking so long. Bitcoin using over 50% of, or the miners are using over 50% of renewable energy. So what's taking so long? All right. I guess we'll end today's session with this. The SEC has until midnight to file their appeal. And if they do not, basically, that's approving all Bitcoin Spot ETFs. Okay, so we still have some time. It's still early. We'll see if they file the appeal. And if so, it'll be interesting to see what they say, right? And then we'll have to see exactly what they say. Can't be the generic stuff they said before. And we'll have to look at it and see if it's relevant. Or if the courts find it relevant. Because just because they file appeal doesn't mean that the courts will approve it. The courts could deny the appeal, right? So it better be damn good if they do file one. So we will see, guys. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll talk about it, all right? In the meantime, have a good rest of your Friday. Enjoy this weekend, and You know what? Last week I had a Sunday. I've been walking a lot, so I did a Sunday night video while I was walking, and that video did very well. People really enjoyed it. So that might be something new I do on the weekends, where on Sunday nights I go for a walk and I just give you guys an update on what's going on with me and the channels and everything else. So I don't know, just to let you guys know. Okay? Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.